Namaste. This is David Hawthorne at astroview.com. Today is the 22nd of April, 2019. The following is the Vedic Astrology Horoscope for the time of the earthquake today in Bodega, Philippines. Now, using systems approach to Vedic astrology, we say that for the Virgo rising sign, the sixth sign was ascending or rising at 23 degrees 43 minutes of Virgo. We say that for the Virgo rising sign, the sixth house ruler is Saturn, the eighth house ruler Mars, and the 12th house ruler Sun are functional malefic planets. They can cause adverse effects either in the birth chart or in the transit chart for the Virgo rising sign. The four favorable planets are Moon, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. The Sun-like planet would be Venus as well, ruling the second house. Now, this rising sign degree is not an arbitrary number. 0 to 30 is possible in every house. This number changes about every 4 minutes of the day. This is such an important number. It's called most effective point of all 12 houses. And any planet transiting close to the most effective point within a 5-degree orb will have an impact in the house it occupies and in the houses it aspects. So this orb starts about 18 degrees, and it goes up to 28 degrees. And the closer to the degree, the more potent. I've also been discussing recently this close transit affliction of Saturn and Ketu. Ketu is afflicting Saturn, and Rahu's afflicting Saturn, seventh aspect. So Saturn is in serious trouble from early April to the end of October. This is a very rare and slow-moving affliction. This conjunction, they don't separate until at least the middle of October. Saturn rules things of the earth. Saturn rules agriculture, manufacturing, the elderly, the poor, and the needy. It's also Ayush Karaka, significator for longevity, and it's afflicted. And it rules the masses. So lots of trouble. So this affliction is going on right now. And both of these planets, and Saturn for this chart, is a functional malefic planet. It does cause trouble. Mental tension, health issues, fire. Saturn is close to the rising sign degree, so it afflicts the fourth house of property. Its seventh aspect afflicts the 10th house of karma, the field of action, and the 10th aspect afflicts the very chart itself. So there's no protection here. Rahu and Ketu, the north and south nodes of the moon, are also within the 5-degree orb. So Rahu afflicts the 10th house, and its 5th, 7th, and 9th aspects also afflict the second house of continuation of family life, so it causes discontinuation of family life. It afflicts the 4th house of property, and afflicts the 6th house of health. Now, undermines the strength of Saturn. Ayush Karaka. And Ketu's 5th, 7th, and 9th aspects also cause trouble. First in the 4th house of property, then in the 8th house of death-like experiences and accidents, ruled by Mars. Mars also is connected with property. So it undermines the strength of Mars. Ketu also afflicts the 10th house of the field of action, and it afflicts the 12th house. foreign lands, losses, expenses, hospitalization, and end of life. Moon is in its debilitation sign today, so it is weak. Jupiter rules the fourth house of property. Some people would say this is good because Jupiter is in its own sign, but it's at 0 degrees. That's infant state. It has no power. It's retrograde, moving back into Scorpio. It's actually in Scorpio from October 2018 till November 2019. He just came in here for a few days, but he's going back into the Scorpio. But he's utterly weak at 0 degrees. Venus is in its exaltation sign, so people would say, well, that's very, very good. But Rahu's fifth aspect afflicts Libra, so that undermines the strength of Venus. And Venus in the Vamsh chart, the 1/9 divisional chart, is debilitated. Moon is also debilitated. And Mars, ruling property, is debilitated. There's 3 debilitated planets in the Vamsh chart. 1/9 divisional chart, we check to see if any of these planets are debilitated over here. And Mercury's in its debilitation sign in this chart, so these are utterly weak as well. And Sun, ruling the 12th house, is badly placed in the 8th house, and Dustan Baba. The 6th, 8th, and 12th houses are Dustan Baba's inauspicious houses. So planets going in those houses become weak automatically, and planets ruling those houses can cause adverse effects if those houses contain that planet's mul tricone sign. So for Virgos, this is the mul tricone sign for Saturn, for Mars, and Sun. That's why they are functional malefic planets for this chart. So these are some of the reasons that there was some vulnerability for this area. And this is Virgo and Earth sign.